Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Folks, when it comes to pests, big and small, these are the folks to call. They can catch and remove all manner of wildlife. Plus, they can build screens, barriers to keep out rats, bats, snakes, raccoons, and even bigger animals from your home, from your office, wherever. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Call them and call their wildlife division and ask them about the kind of services they provide. All right, it's time for our 3 up, 3 down segment. There we go. We got Willie Raincloud and Sunshine Sterling. As always, now Daniel Hood and Brian Randolph aren't here today, so we got some fill-ins on Team Raincloud and Team Sunshine. Let's introduce Team Sunshine down there. Sterling Hinton is back with us, and Shazan Bradley, our old friend, is back with us. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Well, we got Will's the baby of the group. The other 3 of you guys were teammates. Up and down, so we're going to start with the ups. We'll let Shazan or Sterling start. Who wants the first up?
Well, I'll start. I think today we need to pay homage to Coach Helton. I think our offense had more of a mix to it than we've seen all season. I think with Coach Helton being on the sidelines and getting the pulse of his guys, his play call has elevated ever since he's come down to the sidelines. I think yesterday was the pinnacle of that. Coach Helton, you're up.
That's a good point. They have been, I mean, even against Alabama, where you didn't have much of a shot against Alabama, you had 6 plays, 20 yards or more against Alabama. The play calling has been better since he's been down there on the field.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Absolutely.
All right, 3 down. Who were one of your downs?
I would start with Avonte Taylor. I mean, that one, Alontae there, got it wrong again. But on man-to-man, you can't leave your guy, especially when you have a linebacker and defensive line that are in range of that quarterback about to attack him. You just can't, as man-to-man, you got to stick with your guy until that guy's all the way in front of the line of scrimmage and he can't pass anymore. You have big, huge play by just that little one mistake of leaving your guy, even though it has tough acrobatic catch, it wouldn't have happened if he had a guy on him at all.
Yeah, winds up 6 points. All right, that's a down. Who's next is when you're ups?
Ups, Garantano, definitely. He's playing lights out, throwing the ball. The thing is, he keeps getting knocked down, he keeps getting back up, but the thing is, he keeps trusting him. No matter what, he stays in the pocket and he throws the ball. Now, if I was a quarterback, I'd take off and run 3 or 4 more times. I'd tell him like I was going to throw it, I'd take off.
One thing that impressed me last night, he got belted on one completion where I don't know how he completed it. He knew he was going to get belted. And he was pretty much just already getting drilled as he let go of the ball. He had the kid's tough. I mean, you got to give him that. Who's next on the down list?
I'm going to say middle linebacker Kirkland Jr. I know he's been injured in the past. I hate to be negative about a young man, but if you're injured, again, I think your people are getting knocked into you constantly, but you got to attack. He needs to be reading linemen. You know, you don't read your backs, you read your linemen through your backs, side to side. But he's getting knocked into the backfield or into the secondary constantly. It seems like guys are grabbing hold of him and running him backwards the whole time. So if he's injured, get him out, replace him, put somebody else in there, give him a blow every once in a while. And again, I know he's been people getting knocked into him. His defensive tackles are getting knocked into a lot. But I think we got to get better with him.
You remember how good he was when he came in. You just wonder how much have the injuries taken out of him. And then also, Jeremy Banks has been moved to inside linebacker, and you wonder if that's a move for that reason.
Watching him side to side, he just doesn't seem to be getting side to side very good either.
Yeah.
All right, who's the next up, the last
Next up, I'm going to man that's there every game. Marquez Callaway. I mean, he number one is doing his deal out there. Career high in receptions yesterday. He converted some serious 3rd and longs. Got off the bump and run real nice. Got to the sticks to make the first down and got a lot of rack yesterday. Run after the catch. So I'm giving Marquez Callaway an up on that one.
All right, I said, is there a debate coming? What do we got?
It falls back over here because you have your best set of positions, which I think wide receivers are best at, but Callaway and Jennings had 2 costly mistakes yesterday with personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, hurt Tennessee tremendously in those games and may have cost them the game in those parts because it really cost them field position in key points in that.
The
game.
Jennings-
It's amazing he says that because everybody thinks the game inside the games always happen inside the trenches. I can tell you right now on the perimeter, the DBs and the receivers, they're into some things out there. Things that happen.
But they got penalties. They got flags.
They got them,
and they got
Those
one
extra
for sticking
points.
on the guy's chest.
I agree with that. That's not part of the game. That probably should have been called. There's things that happened. But what I'm saying is they just got caught. I'm quite certain they didn't egg it on.
You can't make.
I don't think
That's what I'm going with.
I don't think that was what was discussed in the pre-segment, but we'll let it go.
What I'll say is this also. I mean, they shouldn't do it, period. They shouldn't do it. I mean, that's
They
not-
hadn't been warned about it.
Have they been warned about it?
Had they been warned?
I believe they have been warned about. A lot of that's been
There
going
we
on
go.
for the past few weeks in the defensive backfield with our receivers and a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle. But what I'm saying is, don't think those guys by position are soft by nature.
You can't make bonehead, selfish mistakes. You can't do that.
I go with that.
If a guy does something dirty to you this play, I'm going to wait till the next play.
Shazan,
And I'm going to get done
Getting-
with
getting
it.
No, I'm
Whistle.
not
Okay.
defending them. I'm just speaking on what's happening. I'm not defending them. I'm not defending the penalties. I'm not doing that.
Well,
And I
here's the
hope
thing,
it
that
didn't come
Jennings
across that way.
penalty, South Carolina hadn't had an offense in a couple of games. They had no offense in that game until that penalty. You give them the yardage on the kickoff, they go down and score, and you don't stop them for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That was a turning point. You don't think that kind of a taunt will wind up being a turning point, but in hindsight, that's where it flipped. So, okay,
point.
guys, very good. I always love it when you guys fight, and when we have to put him in a straitjacket, pry words out of him. Okay. Later on, the teams. We'll talk about how the team responded this week and their move going forward. We'll also talk about some of Jeremy Pruitt's biggest in-game decisions. That's next. Come on back on the Sports Source.